Hello, hi everyone. So last time I'm talking about the how to follow about our interest, right? So people generally confused here. What exactly my interest is? Where can I put most of the time, right? If you ask me, I'm only talking about the most of the times. Even people nowadays, everyone is talking about the so let's say if you choose the path in the A, how can we start the career in the A itself? And I'm already told you now in the previous video. So wherever you're starting, the career should be like the growing and creating more challenges and more interested to you. So if you ask me, my interest is more in here in the A part. So that's the reason. Let's say in 2026, how can we start the career in the AI part? So people are, if you're asking any people, start with some coding, some Python. Why not? What about the machine learning? No. What about the generative AI? No, no. What about agentic AI? Wow, super. So people are confusing you because of there is a lot of confusions around this, right? So before going to this, whenever you're starting your career with this AI part, you should understand the um, how can we start, right? There is a lot of n number of AI tools. They create the images, they create the text. If you're asking the question, they give the answers clearly. They will explain like a teacher. They explain like your friend, right? And they create like the images you can edit, you can make it, you can generate a lot of things, a lot of content. Oh, super. Lot of AI tools are there. This is also fine, but still confusion. Let's say one day you created a superb app, superb application you created. The backend code is you don't even know a single line of code, you have created a lot of things. But the problem is, let's say if you want to make some changes, you should understand the what exactly happening and where exactly it is coming. You should understand that problem, right? So you think about the minimal part of the developer and the maximum part of the your application side. So how the users are looking for their uses. But here you need to understand. You should have some knowledge on the programming also, right? So for that, you should start your career with. Nowadays, everyone is talking about this one, vibe coding. What exactly this vibe coding? See, whatever the doing, you're making the prompting and generating the context, a lot of images you are generating by using Gemini AI or any other tools. That's the vibe coding. See, so here what happen is you are giving the prompting to the tool, to a tool. So this tool will give you the output, right? And it will generate the nowadays lovable and emergent. These guys are generate the websites also. Websites, images, and the text. You can generate a lot of things. So whenever you thought about the A, your career in AI, you should start with this website. But after, let's say you are building an app, after building that, if you want to make some understanding of that coding, you should start with some coding, right? So for AI, most of the inclusive part is the Python. Should understand this Python also. And the what about the next one? Right? We should understand the database. This is also very important. Database management system. And inside of this, you can may learn the SQL or MySQL, anything you can learn. SQL workbench, anything we can, right? Understood, right? So why should I start with vibe coding? Because first of all, you need to understand how AI is working and what exactly the code it is giving. To make the changes in that, you should understand the something inside what happened is there. What is the thing is there that you should understand, right? So for that, you should start with the Python and the where you can store the data. Database system is there, and in the Python. So after this, you should understand about the some mathematical thing, right? And this maths is belongs to the most relevant to the AI. You're not learning from the let's say 10th, you're learning something in your inter, in your BTech, you're learning lot of things. No. So what is the thing is required for the AI? You should learn those maths only, like statistics and the probability. Like after that, you should understand the machine learning part. So the machine learning is the one of the interesting thing. This is where here you can learn the some algorithms. Those algorithms will give you the some glance about the how the machine will train, and after that you can learn about the deep learning. This deep learning is the one of the interesting thing, and it can solve the more complex things. Machine learning can handle the less amount of data. If the data is getting increased, then you should move to the deep learning. Here also have the algorithm. And what about the NLP? So this NLP is a more advanced part. You can check it for the generative AI and the agentic AI. It is moving towards that. The finally can end with the MCPs, model context protocols. So why should I telling like this is you should start with the particularly in 2026 if you are starting your career you should understand the vibe coding how to make the prompting and then you can jump to the Python if you want to build a strong career in as a development inside the understanding the all the tools. This is very important. And to make the more changes and to get into or deeper into the what happening behind, you should understand all these things. This is also very important. And but so this is also fine. Everything is fine. But people are asking more this. Can I jump to here? From here to here? Yes, you can jump. But before that, you should understand the minimal part of this and the deep learning part, and then you can jump. No one will ask you, and you can directly build the projects also. That's the possibility is there, right? So for this, I have built a strong curriculum. Then I will showing that I will explain throughout the end to end. It's I will call it as the 2026 roadmap for that, and this is like the my one of the thing. So my one of the interesting curriculum, this is the one I can say advanced AI system, advanced learning of the data science, can call it as the. And before going to that, so what exactly AI includes? What exactly is there? So the AI, let's say this is my AI. This super AI. What about the machine learning? Machine learning is a part of this. Not completely this one. Machine learning is a part of this. This is the machine learning. What is the what about the deep learning? Deep learning is the part of AI. What about the generative AI also like that? Generative AI also and the agentic AI also. So whenever the system is fully automated, that is the AI. But the machine learning and the deep learning is the part of that, and they are the subsets. The generative AI and the agentic AI also part of it. When the system is fully automated, like the Tesla car, that's comes under the. If you are working for the one simple task, a specific task for the prediction part, it comes under these two things, right? The machine learning and deep learning. When you are generate the some context or some generating the data like the using GPT images, text, anything that comes under these two things, right? So this is what exactly the A. Let's try to understand the complete curriculum. I will give you the brief in the overview way. Okay, not in the deeper way. But if you want this curriculum, you can ping me in the chat with your email. I can share the complete content with you through the email. Yeah. So this is one of the advanced data science. If you went for the any institute, the people are giving some part of this, not they haven't covered full part fully of this content. They maybe end with this part, maybe these two things. Maybe they end with these four things only. They haven't touched this part, they haven't even touched. Okay, be careful about that, about those people. Okay. So, whenever you went for anything, any type of institute, you should check for the people are covering all these topics or not. The foundation part of the Python programming. Yeah. Yes. So my address is here. I'm checking for this actually. Hmm. Yeah, fine. No. Why it is not working? Okay, maybe the screen sharing. That's the reason. Yeah, that's fine. So you should cross check this thing. This is very, very important. Otherwise, you are in the trap. They are teaching only some parts and leave you. You are unable to not even developer. We can't be a developer without understanding these things. The generative AI part is very, very important and the deployment with so that's why I covered in this part as the Python programming, and the next we're covering the NumPy and the Pandas and the database management system and that analysis part. In the analysis part, we are having the statistical analysis, dashboarding, and data pre-processing and the workflows. And after that, right here I covered the machine learning part. So it's a mathematical thing I cover. So after that, dashboarding like a Tableau, Power BI, right? How the data is flowing. Then the machine learning part, then the deep learning. The machine learning, you are covering the some parts of the machine learning algorithms and evaluation part, feature engineering. Then jump to the deep learning. In the deep learning, you can see the RNN, CNN, and even ANN also. So advanced to this machine learning, we jump to the generative AI part. And the deployment with machine learning and the deep learning and the generative AI, this is very important. Okay. So this is not even a detailed one. So I will show you that detailed curriculum. See, so these are the topics I have covered. In the Python, I covered the all those things. So here I covered the basic things like the overall the basics, and after that I have covered the by putting all the things here. I cannot even use any part of the things. So loops, if else conditions, and that the classes, the functions, all type of functions. Okay, why the functions of them, all the things I covered and covered the modules and the packages and the even loggings. These are very important for the practical things. even while building the real-time projects. They are very important, and this error exception handling, those things are very important. The classes, writing the program in the classes is very, very important thing. People are using this in the real time, the public, private, and the product member methods. So I have got the depot Python here, and also inclusive of this one and the basic projects I'm done with this year. And learning the framework is very important. The flaws of the first step is this Streamlit. I have included this one. And doing some projects, what we are learning, how much you understand, and the errors. Understanding the errors throughout the Python while learning is very important. Okay, then I will jump to the data analytics and covering the NumPy, and after that, pandas, how the data is getting manipulated, and how what are the things we are doing here. Everything I have included here. And the cleaning techniques, when the data is not directly every time is directly available, right? Sometimes null values are there, we need to drop them, we need to fill them, that's very important. And we need to create the separate columns also by using. So that is the intuition behind this. So first of all, I cover the Python. So after that, you are getting a lot of data. Data science means the A means you are dealing with the data, right? So the data you should deal, you need to understand more by using these techniques. Okay. So that's why I have included all these libraries. Okay. And the data visualization also here. So the data visualization also I covered, and the matplotlib. Right. So they're the libraries from the Python. So for the visualization, so the same visualization after that, you can create the univariate, bivariate, multivariate plots. Then only you can understand it. So how the plots are like this, and what exactly understanding from this plot. So I have covered I have included all these topics. After that, jump to the MySQL. In the MySQL also, I covered the most of the things in the interview perspective, as well as the working perspective, and in the real time how we are using the filtering, sorting, and the joins, and the aggressive so aggregations, and the subqueries, and the window functions. So everything, right? So understanding of that. Tableau is the one of the thing people used for the visualization of the no code tool. So you just need to upload the data, and whatever the plot you want, whatever the dashboard you want, you can create it, and you can toss the live data also here. And daily the CEOs are generally checking their company performance, what are happening, how the growth is happening. This thing happen. And in the dashboards also, we covered the filtering and the dashboard and the advanced features of the tablet and the maths for the data set. Inclusive of this one, this is very important. See, you can understand the basics and the statistics and the data, how it is in the mean, median mode, and the dispersion and the random variables. And here, the statistical concepts also inclusive here, and then the manner of the not only the machine learning, not only deep learning in the generative way also. So this understanding is the really helpful to you guys. So that's why I have included this one. And some tests also we are doing regarding the our data. So that's why I included the cascade test, jet test, some hypothesis. Hypothesis is one of the interesting testing. Every time it is done on the data. This is very important thing, and the statistical thing. And the chi-square test, A/B testing, and ANOVA testing. I include all of them. Okay. See, the institutes are covering all these things are fine. If not, that's there is something happening. Okay, these are people are asking in the interview what exactly happening in the A/B testing. What exactly is the ANOVA test? Why we use, right? As a developer, and if you're choosing the career, or if you're building your own product, the understanding of all these things you can utilize, right? Yeah. And we are jump to the machine learning part. In the machine learning, I have got the types and the regression part, right? and what are the different types of machine learning, and the classification is the technique of how it is the inclusive, and the feature engineering also have included how it is the handling of the data for the machine learning. Machine learning is like you're teaching the machine by using the data, right? You have the experience. Let's say there is a doctor is there with 20 years or 15 years. There is a machine is in demand, and we have the data as the experience. We want to train those data to make this guy, this machine is more equal to that guy and performing more accurate than that guy, right? So we can do, and all the changes also by using this. And there are different classification and both regression algorithms I have covered here, and the decision tree and sample methods and the boosting bagging methods. And detecting anomalies is very, very important. Dimensionality reduction and unsupervised. That's cool one actually, guys. And the recommendation engines, the people you are observing a lot of applications in your life also. The same thing. Nowadays, only people are using machine learning. Nowadays, they jump to the deep learning because of the lot of data. And now people are asking for the what about generative AI and agentic AI? Yes, people are starting including and includes them so into their workflow. They start using them actually. And the time series analysis. Wow, that's interesting. The model explainability whenever you go for the any guy, he's directly asking you, hey bro, what exactly your model is doing? What exactly happening inside? Right? They will ask you. So and after that, the machine learning I have covered. So from basic to advanced. So what exactly the basic terminology is there? Okay. So the basic terminology and the forms, I guess. So okay, fine. Yeah, first I'm giving the glance, right? So next deep learning, the terminology, how exactly it is mimicking the human brain. So the brain, how it is working in the similar fashion, how they created the deep learning part, and the learning, how the machine learns by using these techniques and the components of the neural networks, how the biological neurons working in human brain, how the perceptrons are working here, right? So these things also I can call, and the activation functions are the very important things, and they are the one of the basic parts of the neurons. And I have covered the learning rate, integrated descent, forward propagation. So the optimizers, how we are initializing the weight techniques. So when you started learning, then you can understand all these things and the loss functions and the techniques, the steps, right? Yeah, the steps and the training steps and the flow, how the flow will be. And you need to understand when you come into here, when the data is getting increased, the GPUs comes into picture. The GPUs, NVIDIA is providing one of the company. So people start talking about this. When you're handling high amount of data, this is only the one of the thing and the types of the part here, the artificial neural networks, recurring neural networks, and the CNN is the one of the thing. And OpenCV also have included. All the libraries also important. People are using TensorFlow and the PyTorch like anything. Based on this combination of this also people are using. And then I have inclusive of the different projects. Based on that, you can easily understand how exactly the CNN works. For the you can make the comparison between the how machine learning is working for the host place prediction, how the deep learning is working. You can make the understanding, right? So that's why I have included the CNN. When we are going for the image part, we are dealing with the CNN will be helpful there. The computer vision is the one of the use case. So people are in the police, they capture the photo and they send a fine to your home, right? So the CNN is behind it. And the how the CNN is the whole convolution neural networks and the pooling layers, the fully how they connection. So everything I have covered, and the advanced part of the architectures also. These are the interesting things and the LeanNet, AlexNet, JibDevNet, okay, BGC16. Interesting, right? These architectures very interested. When you are dealing with the CNN, only with CNN you can get the job. Only CNN, by learning this. Right, let's say I can include those some projects also, the classification of the image, what exactly this image. Let's say you are entering into the manufacturing industry. In the manufacturing industry, there are a lot of objects are going and a lot of work happening. First of all, you need to separate those subjects, right? Yes, this is image is separate, that image is separate, right? Then you can analyze, oh, this is the image doing something, this object is doing something, this object is doing something. Then you can give the command on top of that, right? So then NLP, nowadays, when you're dealing with the NLP text, right? That's the NLP. That's and the advanced part of that, the RNN also includes, right? The word embeddings, all the embeddings I have included. So you get to know all these things when you started learning. But before going to that, you need to have some brief understanding of this. When you jump to any career, you need to create a clear-cut object. Then you can jump here. And inclusive NLP applications also, some projects also creating chatbot and the text summarization like this, right? And the interesting part, generative. Nowadays, people are working on this, and a lot of projects are going here. That's really interesting. Okay, so that's why he included the large language models and how they are working, and text to speech, text to image, speech to text. All the models also I'm trying to include here. And not only this, a lot of diffusion models also there. Not only text completion. You can generate the image, you can create the video, okay, you can attach the, so let's say if you want to create in a movie, so first you can go for the text generation, create a proper prompt, create a proper script. From that script, you can attach the avatars. Those avatars you can create by using the any image generation tools. Then you can jump to the video generation tool and you can create the own movie also. Right? So the RAG is the one of the interesting. The LangChain, Llama Index are the technologies and the vector database, the killing. They're also there. And they have included there's some projects also here. Then only you can clearly understand all these things. That's why I included. And the AWS. AWS not only for only generative AI, only machine learning, only deep learning. You just need to understand AWS. So I have included the cloud part, and whenever you are building a project, you need to make available for the many people. You just need to deploy it somewhere. Then only it will available for the many people, right? Like you are using the X, you are using the Facebook and the Instagram, right? So many applications they deployed at servers, and the servers are connected to your Wi-Fi and the internet. That through that everything is available. Your Play Store will provide you the different applications, and it will available one program will available for the many people, right? That scaling will be happening in the AWS. Or for suppose here I am taking the AWS. So this is the way you can cover all the topics end to end. When you're figuring out the AI means itself, it is fully automation. You're making a fully automation of the object. So in that, machine learning is one part, deep learning is one part, generative is, and the agentic AI. And inclusive of that, if you are creating one end-to-end project on machine learning, you need to deploy it servers like AWS, Google, right? And if you are creating a deep learning project, that deep learning project you need to deploy it some, right? So that's the thing. If you're creating the generative AI, so let's say ChatGPT is here. The ChatGPT code is the source code is somewhere, but it is giving the answer for many people at the same time, right? Because of the service. Okay. So this is the way you need to understand. And for 2026, the path should be clear. Start with the vibe coding. Okay. How to make a prompting in the different AI tools. The next session I will take on that. Then you need to understand the coding also. Then you can go for a developer. That's very easy. And nowadays people are looking for the end-to-end skills only. Okay, the end-to-end skills. If you have like the pro, like a 1 year or 2 year experience guy, because of the AI tools are bringing like. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, so I'm stopping here. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.